Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to Jam Session Online for Street Fighter 6 on this glorious Monday evening. Work's done. We've got 10 players in here tonight, all trying to vie to win themselves a bit of pride. There ain't no money on the line tonight, but they sure as hell ain't going to play like that. Tonight it's going to be myself, Twin One, and I'll be joined shortly by the wonderful 12 A.K.I by Death. And we're just awaiting a couple players to join, and we'll be ready to go with the first set of the night. Taking a look at the bracket today, we have some familiar faces. We have players such as Mod, who has played before. We have Snelson, MajimaFGC. I believe the favourite today is a new face, Jag4 Binks. Slight bias as I'm the one who seeded it. But we're going to have to see what happens. We all know how fighting game tournaments go. And here we go. It looks like we are going to be going into our first game with Snelson on the A.K.I against Josh W10 on the Luke. Now, I hate to say it, Snelson knows this matchup pretty well because we play it every week. But then again, he loses to my Luke, and I'm not as good a player as Snelson. But what I do know is that this should be a fun set to kick it off. Snelson's one of those players. If he can beat you with one option, he'll do it. He won't bring out the whole kitchen sink and toolkit until he has to. Also, shout out Josh W10 for that Staff's Fight Club group. Former Staff's uni. Let's go. But anyway, enough about my life story. Back into the first match. And here we go. Snelson versus Josh W10 as we catch up here. Snelson pinning Josh in the corner already. Good sandblast, but gets hit with a jump in. Playing a bit of neutral, taking it slow. Not a bad move. Drive rush off the ball. Goes in. Good grab. Puts Snelson in the corner. What's the mix? Goes with a heavy punch. Jump in. Gets it. Doesn't get full combo, but does get the light punch into the grab. Slide under, and Snelson escapes the pressure. Back to mid-screen. Tackle with the overhead. Goes for the OD to keep it safe, but does get grabbed. Drive rush in here. Good break from Josh. And here we go. Just playing a bit of poking, playing a bit of projectiles. Another good grab from Josh to put Snelson back into the corner. Gets caught with a slide, though, and this should be the round for Snell. But he drops it. Wake up DP. Burnout, though, on the side of Josh W10. Good grab. What's going to be the mix on the A.K.I? It's going to be a wake up level 2. Doesn't hit. No punish. Full screen sandblast. Doesn't land. Still in burnout, but the jump in medium kick will take round 1 to Josh W10. Good round. Oh, good OD sandblast to keep the drive rush out after the ball. Going heavy with the heavy sandblast. Bit of string pressure here from Snelson. Just trying to play a bit of a keep out game at the moment. Goes low, does get the loose hit, but no confirm after. Tackle into nothing. That is a sick mind game. It's straight into grab, but straight into burnout. And this is where A.K.I can really make you pay. Just pushes you into the corner, but it's a good jump in. Gets the triple crouching light punch into the light knuckle for the knockdown. Punish counter on the grab from Snelson. Pushes Josh into the corner, goes for the drive impact and gets grabbed out of it. Level 2 for poke, but Josh is back and not burnt out. Crush from Snelson here, though, doesn't get anything. Josh can turn this. He has the CA. Gets, it wasn't a combo, but the medium knuckle comes off, but no level 3. Punishes the dive in from Snelson, and all of a sudden this game went to Josh. Now, I'm not saying Snelson has a loop problem. I wouldn't curse him like that. But I think he can play better than this. Drives in, starts the aggression early again. Slide command grab. Gets it. Was not going to be any A.K.I without the drive rush, but does opt to drive rush in and throws it again. And now here we go. Is it a game of knowledge check from Snelson here? And the drive rush into the, I believe that was medium punch, confirms off it, and will get a perfect. No 7 golden letters, this ain't Tekken. Opening up. Drive rush in. Gets the hit. Good level 1 to break the pressure from Josh there. Sandblast trying to fight through the bubble. That bubble just takes up so much of the screen. Makes it, really tough, but it's another good jump in medium kick from Josh there. feel like Snelson just needs to really try and get in with the anti-airs. That's where a lot of the damage is coming from Josh. Good use of the OD Sandblast. Goes for the tackle with the armor. Gets the shoulder. Good parry on the projectile. Good break as well from Josh. This is some good Street Fighter right now. OD on the ball so it can't get eaten by the Sandblast. Opts again for the light punch into the grab. Baits DI into the back heavy punch, and then just ends it with the crouch medium punch. Best crouch medium punch since Emperor Punch. I'm gonna go and say it. No bias as a Luke main. That move is fire. Goes for the overhead and tackle. OD keeps it safe. Jump in heavy punch does land but doesn't get anything. It trades. Grab here from Snelson. Gonna drive rush back in. Opens him up. Gets the command grab. Josh in the corner. Less drive, and he whiffs on a DP. And this is going to be a big punish, but it's a level 2 reversal. It's going to fight himself out the corner. I like this style. Crazy. Burnt out though. It's going to be level 2 from A.K.I. Does clip up full screen. And Snelson is going to take game 2. 1-1. First to 3, of course. Snelson looked to adapt a little better there. Kind of threw the knowledge check out a bit. But here we are, back into game 3. DI reacted to by Snelson. How good is the combo going to be? What's the payoff? It's pretty good. He gets 25%, but escaped with a crouch medium punch. Medium knuckle, no perfect. Doesn't get the full launch. Another good grab from Josh, though. Feel like Snelson might need to break these. And it's another crouch medium kick that opens him up, but Josh drops the combo. I tell you what, this game's moving at a million miles an hour. I'm commentating and I'm behind. DI, both in burnout. It's a good jump in. Light knuckle. No Oki. No charge in with the shoulder there. Good anti-air from Snelson and gets a little confirm after it for his trouble. Good punish counter on the slide into what I believe was the crouch medium kick. Not the biggest A.K.I. Noah. And I believe that was medium kick as well to take the round. Feel free to correct me in chat if we have any A.K.I. stands. Anybody who mains A.K.I. Good grab though. Pushes Josh into the corner. Anti-air. Reverse hit. Now we're going into the full A.K.I. combo. Level 3 on Snelson. Does it kill? Still got drive. Here we go. Oh, but a wake up DP, and it's a wake up level 3. No, it's just the tackle overhead punish from Josh there. Opts for the level 3, trying to punish a wake up. No punish from Snelson. Throwing him back into the corner. Doesn't get the air to air, and Snelson is going to run away with game 3. Moving to 2-1 Snelson. Now here we go. Josh fighting for survival. Crouch medium kick, both trade. Good parries from Snelson. Goes for the overhead. Good parries from Josh as well. Keeps it out. Recovers a bit of drive. Oh, but it's a great shimmy from Snelson after the parry from Josh. Gets caught with a grab again though. That is a momentum shifter. Gets tagged out, and now we're playing at that A.K.I. mid-range. That's where she wants to be. Hits with the shimmy again. It's good spacing from Snelson this game, especially. Parries the bubble. Gets caught with a jump in though, and Snelson is going to be 1 round away from moving on to winners round 2. However, I think you're silly if you count Josh out. We've seen he's took a game, he's took rounds. He could easily come back. That is a level 1 from nowhere. Gets punished, kind of rightfully so. Josh does punish, not optimal, but damage is damage. We don't mind that. Drive rush in from Snelson though, opens Josh back up. Drops the combo though, both in burnout. This is where it gets risky, and it's, I have to say, a horrible spot for Josh right now, because what do you do? Level 2 reversal, yeah, that's a pretty good option against that string pressure from Snelson. Get himself back to full screen. It's going to be a wake up. Level 2 from Snelson. Catches the sand blast, and unfortunately that will be Josh W10 moving to losers bracket. Snelson win the set 3-1 and moves on to winners round 2, where he will be facing Jericho in the next round. Overall though, I think that set was pretty fire. That was played at a million miles an hour. No one wanted to play that full screen slow game. We were going pure Street Fighter 6, running in with drive rush, throwing out the pokes. But I will say there was some really nice spacing from Snelson there to kind of bait out the parry from Josh and then punish into a full combo. Josh definitely had some good moments there as well with his own spacing and block punishment, but I just feel like he didn't have enough on the combos to fully capitalize and really punish Snelson for a few of the mistakes. See, I don't think Snelson will mind mistake-wise because he's through to round 2. And hopefully we get to see Josh make a run through the losers bracket, because that was a fun Luke to watch. Also helps that I can give some actual commentary on Luke. The rest of this stream, if it isn't Shoto, who might be in trouble, or Street Fighter 2 characters, well, I'm all right. If you start throwing Kimberly's at me, and essentially anyone else, I'm gonna struggle. But thankfully, we do have a Kim in this bracket. Snelson saying, I'm feeling rough as today. I mean, you're through to round 2, man. Could be worse. Could be feeling rough and going to losers. That's normally how I play on these online Tekken tournaments, to be fair. Just looking at who we are going to have on stream next. Snelson saying he's never seen some of them Luke moves. I think the big new one for you, mate, was the tackle overhead option. I never use it, but I'm going to take a page out of Josh's book and start throwing it on you. And I'm pretty sure in OD it's safe, but without OD it isn't. That's another thing, commentating Street Fighter, saying OD instead of EX. I might have to switch that up. Do not that move his cheeks. Yeah, but it's an overhead, Serena. If you crouch, it's good. It's just, it's not the safest. And to be fair, I think shoulder tackle's better on frames, especially for Oki. But it's a bit of parry bait, to be fair. But I will say, sick thing from Josh was the empty run into the grab. I never do that, but that's sick. I'm stealing that. Learn something new every day when you're watching Street Fighter on Jump Session Online, presented by Strike Fierce. Now, if this is your first time ever tuning in to Strike Fierce, or you've never seen a Jam Session Online, please feel free to join our Discord, or if you're in the local area of Northamptonshire, maybe a little bit further, Birmingham, London, we're in the middle. Come on down every Wednesday to the Garibaldi Hotel. Bracket starts at 7 PM, playing friendlies from 6 PM, free entry. Never charge entry at Jam Session in person. This is the local for the locals. And hell, if you make the effort to come down, I might buy you a beer. I'm a friendly guy. Another thing, if you are familiar with Jam Session and you really want to support Strike Fierce, we have stickers on sale. And these are them nice kind of chromy looking stickers. And they're pretty good price as well. I think they're £1.50 a sticker. We do a deal if you buy 3, but I'm not the man for that. You got to ask Animan KS. If you want to ask him, join the Discord. We're always there. And it looks like we're getting ready for our next game now in winners quarterfinals between MajimaFGC and Jag for Binks. Looks like Majima's going to be on the Mai. Jag for Binks possibly on the Bison. Not sure if he plays anybody else. But either way, these two characters are fire. Mai's a little bit grim, I won't lie. And I think she might be on the chopping block for nerfs. But Bison's also pretty sick, just a pressure monster. But what does Bison do when people are on him? All his kind of reversals are very committal. Then again, so's everybody's. Just to quote Serena, 150 for multiple and 2 bones for just one. Those are Serena's words, not mine. Either way, effective, cheap pricing. Just for reference, at our locals on Wednesday, we run Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, and we also run a retro game every other week. I believe we have Street Fighter 3 coming up, so if you're an uncle or an old head, come on in. That's enough promoting from me. Here we go, Binks versus Majima. Majima on the modern Mai. And I'll tell you what, little side bit, that's what I really like about Street Fighter 6. There's nothing wrong with modded. It's just solid, Doing inputs doesn't make you good at Street Fighter. It's more neutral and fundamentals. Talking of fundamentals, we got Jag here laying on some serious pressure with the drive cancel out of the strings. Mai's going to be coming right back there. Majima pushing Binks back a bit. Just open each other up. This is that kind of slower pace compared to last game. Hell, I say slow pace. Slow pace for Street Fighter 6. Good grab for Binks. Gets Majima in the corner. Opens him up. Will it kill? Opts for the level 1. I like it. Secure the kill. Take the first round. Sure, you're down on bar, but look, he's nearly got level 1 back. If he can get ahead in the next round, he might not even need level 3. Probably get a kill with level 2 or level 1 again. Now here we go. Binks, 1 round up. Goes for the fan, drive rush in from Majima, gets it, gets the knockdown. Block string pressure. Binks gonna drive rush cancel out of the string there to escape the corner and get the throw, putting Majima back in there. Big space in from Binks there with the medium kick. Opts for another grab off the drive rush, keeps him in the corner. Just exchanging pokes, slower, goes, big stomp lands. Good reversal from Majima though. Escapes, baits the parry and punishes with a grab. Charged up fan, no combo off the drive rush. Good medium kick for Binks. Opts for the stomp again. Goes with the overhead as well. Puts Majima into burnout. Horrible place. You're going to be eating Psycho Crushers all day. Talking of those, gets thrown for it. Another stomp. Nothing on the level 2, I believe that was. Into the OD. Getting the combo going, and there's level 3 here. Opts for the level 2. Why not? They're both going to kill. It's going to be 1-0 to Jag for Binks. Ultimate Master, and you can see why. Moving on to game 2, Bison vs. Binks vs. Majima. Jump in, gets it, combo, what's your damage? Looks like 28-ish%. Psycho Crusher, keep the pressure on. Throw. Strike, OD. Just opts to play it slow on the Oki. I like it. Fan, drive rush to get out. Parry though is going to get a bit of drive back. Big fan again. Gets dodged by the stomp. Psycho Crusher OD gets right through the fan, but Majima fights back. It's going to be a big battle for position. You don't want to be in the corner against either of these characters. You know, it's bad in Street Fighter enough, but Bison and Mai, they'll kill you in the corner 10 times over. Speaking of, Jag 4 Binks takes the first round in this game with a Psycho Crusher. Drive rush in from Majima does get the open, but doesn't get anything to follow up on it and really cash out. Good anti-air from Binks there. Good reversal from Majima though. We're playing a little bit of a chess match. Good grab. Psycho Crusher through the fan again. Gets the punish counter and then a punish counter with the grab. Drive rush is going to be a wake-up level 1 from Majima. Smart option. Another Psycho Crusher. Binks just has to read on these fans. And now this is a sick level 3. This is that evil Bison. This is I can't remember. I think it was the guy from the Addams Family, wasn't it? Who was playing, but no, it wasn't. It was Ro who was playing Bison in the movie back in the 90s. I wasn't even alive, but that was a sick performance. And this is a sick performance from Binks right now on the Bison. So speaking of sick performance, just runs in, gets the open, opts for the grab. Keep Majima in the corner, trying to equal up on that drive gauge. But Majima opens him up. Oshioki goes for the crouch light punch, just going to take another knockdown. Goes for the jump in though, gets anti-aired, good parries, does get grabbed after. And this is a closer round, another reversal. Doesn't opt for the fan there, which is a good option. The Psycho Crusher's been beating it, does just drive rush in. Stomp, overhead, so much drive damage, and it's going to be burnout for Majima. OD Psycho Crusher, light punches, drive impact into the stun. And Jag 4 Binks 1 round away from moving on to winners semi-finals. Good anti-air there from Binks. Really just been shutting down the jump-in options from Majima. But it's been good fans from Majima. I will say the projectile control has been good until he just kind of eats a Psycho Crusher, which it's a common problem against Bison. So it's probably his best move. Holds the magic bomb. Does get caught with a loader and is going to get open up. How's your Oki? Opts for the throw. Playing a strike throw game. It's one or the other. OD's on the fan. Does go into burnout. And now this is scary. Binks should kill. Doesn't use the level 3. Goes for the drive impact. Opens Majima up. And will win your winners quarterfinal 3-0. As far as I'm aware, that puts Binks into winners semi-final. No one else currently there with him. Majima will be dropping into the losers bracket to play the winner between Josh W10 and Unknown or DevilWish, depending on who wins that set. Looking around the bracket, it's the 2 games you've seen on stream that are both done. No one else is finished. I have no new news reports to bring you. Oh, this just in. Mod has beat Don 3-1, and that will move Don into the losers bracket to play X Razor X. That is in losers round 1. Just gonna take a sip of water. This commentating's thirsty work. I don't know how the people like Heiko, Daddy Doria, Zerplus, pretty much all the real casters do this, because I'm just a rookie. Jesus, this is hard. That's it. Raul Julia. I'm pretty sure, Serena. Good ball knowledge. Let me Google Raul Julia just to confirm that. Yes, it was. God rest his soul. Passed away 1994, 54 years old. R.I.P. to the GOAT M.Bison, Raul Julia. He would have loved that last game, I'll say, because that was a bit of brutal domination. That's what Bison's about. And here we are. I'm joined by a real commentator, Mr. 12 Heiko by Death. The best commentator I know and the second best Eddie.
That's high praise from you, man. That's high praise, thank you. But real commentator here is you for covering for me for the past 25 minutes, man, by yourself. That's nuts comms block from you. But I am excited to see some Jam Sesh Street Fighter 6. I commentated this last time, and it was an absolutely amazing bracket. We had an insanely hyped grand finals, and I've been looking through the bracket as things have been going along, and it's looking to be another good one this week.
Yeah, I'd definitely say the 2 sets that you missed at the start here, they were both pretty entertaining. A little bit one-sided, but that's what you expect out of winners round 1, you know, with how seeding goes. But I will say, no one's looked out of depth. People are hitting their combos. People are playing good neutral. There's nothing silly. And it's been some good Street Fighter, not to steal that from Tekken.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. When you're watching Street Fighter at almost any level, you can see the consistency a lot of the players put into it. And one of the things that I find when it comes to watching Street Fighter is that when you're watching generally the pace of play, both players understand it so quickly. When you're watching like something like Tekken, it might take a little bit of time to be like, okay, this player plays a bit more like this player plays a bit more like this, and they'll find the kind of flow of it as they go along. In Street Fighter, I find these players who have played for so many hours find that pace of play so consistently.
It is a million miles an hour Street Fighter, and it's exactly like you said. You don't really have that time that you do in Tekken just to kind of poke out and see what you can bait. Street Fighter is a little bit more game plan on game plan, but if you are good enough to adapt on the fly, I mean that's what the pros do. Sadly, we don't have Mena RD or Bashi Zangief in here tonight. God knows if we did though. I don't actually think they'd be able to play it on the EU.
We don't have the Strike Fist favourite Matt Hazard in the bracket tonight, unfortunately. But yes, we are heading into this next game right now, where we do have Snelson and Mod. And I know Snelson is a Strike Fist, local.
He's a reg.
Yeah.
He's a reg.
Yeah.
Very, very solid A.K.I. I'll tell you what, he's had an uptick in performances recently. Been doing really well at the locals. It looks like he's going to be playing at Mod's Marisa here. Don't really see him at Marisa, do we, Heiko?
No, not really. It was actually a character that I played when Street Fighter 6 first released. And pretty interesting character with all of her super armor shenanigans, but against the A.K.I, I don't think this is necessarily a good matchup for Marisa, I'll be honest with you.
No, I'd agree with you. It's how do you deal with the pressure and staying out the corner. And that's what we've seen early in round one. Snelson just pushes Mod to the corner, lays on the block strings, and Mod really has to commit with the super armor.
Absolutely. And even if they do choose to do that, you know, you have the poison as well, and you could easily get chipped down a lot faster than you think from that long range. And you can see the zoning right here happening from Snelson against this Marisa, who's struggling so difficultly to get in.
I was going to say, slightly surprising there from Snelson to opt for the drive rush in. I'd imagine A.K.I's probably a bit happier just playing at a further range here. Forcing Mod in. That is a good super to beat out the drive impact, though.
Oh, absolutely.
And this parry command grab there going to do some serious damage.
Yeah, and I'm loving the movement from Snelson as well. I mean, you were saying earlier that you're a bit surprised that Snelson is actually choosing to engage with Mod a bit more. But A.K.I had some really good engaging buttons with his slide, and as well as that, it's a really good to change up that timing as well. Try and get in if you can and, you know, surprise the opponent just like that with a crush.
I was going to say, that was a very good drive impact just to opt for the crush. Going to cash out on that level 3 damage. Do some damage, get rid of some drive on the side of Mod, and look to try and take game 1. Significant lead to Snelson at the moment, but Mod has bar advantage, and Marisa is a scary high damage character.
Yep, and the strike throws are coming out now, and it's a perfect KO for Snelson to take game number 1.
Yeah, very impressive performance from Snelson. And I think it's kind of what we mentioned earlier. What can Marisa do to keep A.K.I out? You know, has some long range buttons, but when A.K.I is in, has to kind of rely on the power crush or some really, really good movement to try and bait a whiff and catch out high damage whiff punches.
Absolutely, but there's a nice down jab right there. The nice low short coming out. And again, nice pressure from Mod to actually get the grab out, but a good punish counter going to reverse the situation here.
Yeah, Mod seems to have turned up the pace here. Really just saying, I'm going to run my game now. Take a seat back, Snelson. And it is paying off. Round 1, getting Snelson into the corner, does slide out, but in burnout. And this is where it gets dangerous. A lot of strings coming out here from Mod.
Yeah, and remember, these are all doing a little bit of chip damage and burnout, and it's a bit of a dangerous situation for Snelson, but they're just going to go back to their slower game plan now, and going to drive rush in, but get caught by the counter here, and yeah, wow, that went over the projectile.
Yeah, it is a good projectile beating move, the amount of times I've been caught on that on my Luke. And Snelson opens up with the drive rush again, goes in for the grab. Good use of like the strike for a mix-up here from Snelson. Goes with the slide command grab. I don't even know how you beat that option. I eat it every week. Takes out the armor and gets the grab. But this is some serious, serious pressure from Snelson. Level 3.
Yeah, gonna cash out on that one. And still has full drive going into this next mix-up situation as well. This is looking so good for Snelson to take this round. Patience with the drive impacts clash! And it's going to be Mod coming out on top.
Yeah, Mod with a critical art on deck as well. This could be big damage. Opts for the jump in. Perfect parry. No use of it. Gets beat with the armor. And Mod still has that CA. If you can
this
get
could be a
confirmed,
nuts comeback.
Oh, 100%. This could be a YouTube short. Liam, get ready on the clip. I jinxed it.
Yeah, but that was a really interesting round there. You know, Snelson just covered all options at the end there. The jump, the just drive rush forward as well. So Mod didn't really have much to do there in that checkmate situation. So really well done from Snelson.
Yeah, Mod opens up the round with a bit of aggression on the drive rush light punch, but Snelson has wriggled back a bit of control. These grabs are putting in work. Gets the anti-air on the Superman punch there from Marisa. Good parries to get a bit of drive back, but Mod is stuck in the corner again. Snelson building bar, trying to get to level 3. Good jumping from Mod, but doesn't get the full combo. Level 3 on deck for Mod. Anybody's game in the final round of game 2.
And a nice jump in punish counter as well. But the punish counter comes out and is going to reset that neutral. Going to go straight into the crush at the wall. That went pretty far for Mod. But the wake up super blocked.
Good punish from Mod. Gonna take game 2. Move the set back to evens at 1-1. And I will say this has been evenly matched. The score perfectly sums up what we've seen so far.
Oh, completely agreed. I mean, I wouldn't mind if Snelson took a little bit of a slower approach in these upcoming rounds here. That seems to be dealing more damage than their engaged tools, but as I say that, the grab comes out and it's clearly catching Mod off guard.
Yeah, that's the thing. That slower game plan, probably on paper, is the better option. But if you're running your options and they're winning, you know, you're not going to stop. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And here we go. It's going to be a perfect for Snelson, working with the strike throw mix-ups for that entire round.
Yeah, that was, I think, 4 grabs in that round that came out in a row from Snelson to get that perfect KO. Gonna spend the EX and run in behind it so they have some safety to engage. Really smart play there from Snelson.
Yeah, good from Mod there, though, to break out with the crouch light punch. Gets out, but gets counter hit there, and Snelson starts the offense again. Goes low, doesn't get a lot off it. Good punish counter, good drive rush for the conversion. Level 3 on deck for Snelson. Opts not to use it. Jumps in again, and this should be the game. 2-1 to Snelson. 1 game off moving on to winners finals.
Yeah, really nicely done from Snelson there. Jumped over the grab at the end of the round, just was very patient, waited for Mod to commit to that option, knew that Mod probably wanted to back throw them back into the corner and reverse the situation, went for the jump and came out on top there. Really well done from Snelson, playing that delayed offense a little bit.
I think Snelson's really doing well on Mod's timing because he's finding a lot of counter hits, and then anything that's with punishable or punish counter, he gets, and it's just opening Mod up right now. And here we go, moving back to that slower game plan, just playing the poison game, keeping it slow. As I say, that punish counter on the Superman punch.
Yeah, now it's going to be Snelson with a nice counter hit catch. Going to play again, still a bit of that slow game, goes for the same idea as before, that running behind the projectile, goes for the throw, but this time Mod wise to it, but just on 1 chip health, and is going to get caught by the anti-air.
Yeah, very nice anti-air from Snelson to move to 1 round away from winners finals. Mod opens him up at the start of this round though, and this is not where you want to be against Marisa, stuck in that corner. Drive rush in, opens him up with a medium kick. Snelson's already down to about 30% HP. Good punish counter grab as well.
Oh yeah, and it's another grab. That's going to be a perfect KO right back for Mod, saying, hey, you did it to me last round, I got to give it right back to you.
Yep, they're trading 7 letters like a game of Countdown. And I will say, it's a good punish counter from Snelson there. Opts for the drive rush engage option again there. And now just playing that parry game. Good keep out medium kick from Snelson there.
Yeah, and now the parry. Ooh, needs to be careful here. Just look at the pressure pushing them to the wall. This is so dangerous, but nice slide out to reverse the situation there from Snelson and the drive impact to get more damage on board.
Yep, catches Mod with a drive impact, and with level 3 on deck, it could be big damage. Drops combo, does get the punish counter, and pushes Mod in to burnout, gets the drive impact. You gotta cash this out, Nelson. And he does. Snelson is gonna take this set 3-1 and be our first player into winners final. GG's.
Yeah, the magnum opus with the level 3, finishing it off there. Really nicely converted from Snelson. And that was almost one of those rounds where you talk about, you know, Street Fighter 6 being like a 2-combo game, right? You saw the first drive impact come out, big damage, the second drive impact came out, got them in the corner, and it was just massive on top of the cash out, taking out the bank and taking out the savings account to take home that game.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to put it. I feel like almost all fighting games now have moved towards that Marvel kind of touch of death feeling, where any mistake is half your HP. You know, Marvel, it was 1 mistake and you're dead. At least we ain't got that.
Yeah.
But I mean, a character like Marisa, she can do that though. But Snelson just didn't make a lot of mistakes there. I think it was a solid rushdown game plan on a character who's weaker against rushdown, and he kind of played it to perfection.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, I feel like that matchup, like we mentioned at the start of the game, is a bit of a difficult one for Marisa, and despite, you know, Mod losing that one, I agree with you. I feel like Mod did play it very, very well, and obviously took it to the very end there, so very well played for the Mod. We will see them later on in the bracket, hopefully, because remember, that was winner's side, so they still have losers to go.
Yep, you're never out. Double elimination. Looking through on the loser's side, we have had a couple DQs of Jericho and Unknown. I believe they were playing outside EU. So looking on that winner's side, we got Josh W10 versus MajimaFGC to move on to losers quarterfinals. Don is currently awaiting his opponent in losers quarterfinal, and that will be the loser of our next winners semi-final matchup between Jag4 Binks and DevilWish.
Okay, that's going to be some good stuff, and I know DevilWish is one of the highest seeded players here today in the bracket. I think they got a bye in round 1, if I'm not mistaken, which is
yes,
very exciting.
Correct. You are correct. Yeah, Jag as well. I believe he's top seed, and he's on the Bison. Played MajimaFGC's Mai earlier, and played Bison how you want to. Ran him down essentially. Big damage combos. Now, I've never actually seen DevilWish play. I'm not sure if you have any insight into their game plan or who they play, but I think this will be a good ass set.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you get to this this point in the bracket, you know the sets are going to be extremely competitive, especially when you're getting to winner's side of semi-finals and that sort of idea, because you know at this point the players are thinking about getting winner's side advantage in grands. They know it's only 2 more sets to go before you get there, so you know, both of these players obviously going to be trying to adapt as fast as they can. And like we said before, Street Fighter is a bit of a faster game now, and you need to find a way to adapt within the rounds rather than between the games. But we have DevilWish coming into the lobby. It looks like a Ken on the character select screen here, but we'll see who they play in the actual game.
Yeah, looks like Ken, repping Bulgaria. Shout out Bulgaria, lovely, beautiful country. Been there a couple of times. And I believe Binks, the Start GG is the UK, but repping the Ukraine flag. It's a fair play. And it should be Ken versus Bison is kind of what I'm expecting. So really, you got 2 rushdown monsters running at each other. It's unstoppable force versus unstoppable force. There ain't no immovable objects here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, when you get to these sort of kind of forceful matchups where both players are holding forward and both players want to press buttons, it can get very, very scrambly in some of these situations. And I find that in those rushdown matchups, the player that comes out on top in those scramble situations, in those stressful situations where neither player really knows what's happening, those are the players that are going to win the matchup.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities, especially with them scramble situations you just mentioned, but it's who's going to make the most out of them. Who's going to make the right read on the Oki? Who's going to cash out and use their bar properly? Who's going to save it for the next round? And I really think drive's going to be important, because being in burnout against Bison or Ken is just a terrible position. Burnout's bad enough, but against these 2, it's horrible. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think as well as that, you have these 2 characters both want to use Drive Rush, right? So you're going to be seeing a lot of resource conservation and meter burn kind of decision making throughout this set.
Looks like we are loading in to game 1 between DevilWish on the Ken versus Jag4 Binks on the Bison, and another modern player. I said it earlier. Modern, great addition, Street Fighter 6.
Absolutely, and I mean, if you can come out on top with it, you absolutely should. I mean, in previous we've seen, you know, modern Chun-Li players reach the top 8 of EVO, so like, you know, might as well utilize it if you feel like it's helpful to you. I know for some players it helps their reaction times a little bit more than playing Classic.
Yeah, and I will say, if you can just get that reaction time, especially with like your 1-button sure use for the anti-airs, it's going to be big. Talking of big, good punish counter from Binks there. Gets the knockdown. Psycho Crusher just laying the pressure onto DevilWish right now. DevilWish slowing the game down a bit, not a bad option. Does get sniped out the air though with Psycho Crusher, grabbed, stuck in the corner. Gonna have to hold a mix-up.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jag4 Binks actually being a little bit patient there. Allows DevilWish some time to get out of the corner, but unfortunately here comes the throw mix. And now, yeah, nicely done from Jag4 Binks, delaying the timing on that last strike to take the round there.
Yep, good use of the overhead. Saw DevilWish sitting in a crouch block a little bit too much and punishes with the overhead option. Dives in immediately with a sweeping jump in. DevilWish just using some light buttons to get off, opts for the heavy kicks for a bit of pushback, jumps in, good crosser, puts Binks in the corner.
Yeah, that back throw is so important on defense and on offense to try and get the opponent in the wall situation. But a nice stop on the drive rush from DevilWish there, and that takes away some of Jack4Binks' resources.
Yeah, DevilWish is playing a third strike type Ken right now. A lot of standing heavy kick. Hey, it's a hell of a button. I'd use it too. Good overhead from Binks there with the level 3 on deck. Woo. Opens DevilWish up. Is he going to cash out? Of course he does. Good combo. And it's going to be game 1, Jag4Binks.
Yeah, it didn't look too dangerous there from Jag4Binks, actually, against DevilWish. I think DevilWish actually needs to speed up the game plan a little bit. They were playing maybe a bit too tight, and that gave Jag4Binks a lot of opportunity to move in and output the buttons they wanted to.
Yeah, I agree. I think DevilWish just needs to run their game plan a bit more. And just not let Jag run all over him. Easier said than done against Bison, but I think a little bit less Hadouken, probably some more drive rush, and is drive rushing in, but does get punished, and Jag is going to fight back to center screen.
Yeah, this is the thing when we have two kind of rush down type characters, like you said earlier, is a lot of these players are kind of going to know each other's timing of when they want to go in with a drive rush, because they have to do it themselves. So actually playing the keep out might not be that bad of an idea if they have a grasp of the timing of when the opponent wants to go in here.
Yeah, it's a great point to make. I mean, it's the standard game plan for both these characters. But you'd like to think at Master they are probably good enough to play against keep out as well. That's the thing. Speaking of, good neutral jump in to the heavy punch, I believe it was, and confirmed.
Yes.
DevilWish going to take round 1, and we see a little bit of a momentum switch here.
Yeah, moving into round number 2 now, DevilWish with, again, some nice keep out that... Ooh, he's trying to kind of bait an empty jump, but is actually doing something at the top of it. So maybe he's trying to look for an air-to-air here, is DevilWish. Pretty interesting idea.
I will say, Jag is spending a lot of drive here trying to get in, and as I say that, goes into burnout, stuck in the corner now against Ken. DevilWish backs up, trying to play at that range to bait it out and maybe hit a Shoryu, but it's a super jump, and Jag just escapes. Is in burnout though, got to fight against Jin Ryu, and is getting caught with the strings. Got hit with the overhead once, but blocks the low on the next option. Reversal Shoryu though, drive rush in, DI.
Oh no, just in time! Yeah,
hell of a DI there.
Yeah, that drive bar came back just in time right there. And again, I think DevilWish is just allowing too much opportunity to Jag4Binks in these corner situations. Like right there, I feel like he could have actively pushed forward a bit more against Jag4Binks, especially with only 2 bars of drive meter. I feel like there was opportunity there to output some more offense.
Yeah, DevilWish needs to fight his way out the corner here. Does get drive back though, so he isn't going to get hit with a stun off a drive impact on wall. Level 3 on deck for both players. It's who gets the next opening, and now all of a sudden, the game's slowed down. DevilWish knows he's around the way.
Yeah, and actually that's going to serve DevilWish a little bit better with the Hadoukens. If the game slows down a little bit more, can afford to play that little bit more keep out. And we saw those medium kicks earlier that was stopping the rush down. Be careful of chip damage here, Binks. Oh, the super!
That is a sick super. That is a hell of a call out. A little bit easier to do on modern. Take nothing away from DevilWish. That was cold. And we go to 1-1 heading into game 3.
I like going for it as well, to be honest with you. I mean, I know some people don't mind it at all, but for some people watching that cutscene, it can hit the mental stack a little bit. So I kind of like the idea from DevilWish there.
Hey, I like it. You got the meter on deck. You need a good option to beat out OD Psycho Crusher. So why not throw out the level 3? And hell, it worked. So I've got nothing bad to say about it as we open up game 3 here. The pace picks right back up, playing with that full health bar. DevilWish doing some serious damage on Binks' drive gauge. To the point where Binks is now in burnout and is going to have to scrap to survive.
Yeah, this is the thing. Binks, I've seen multiple times now, multiple games, go in very early and spend all their drive bar quite early in the round, and that allows DevilWish the opening to, you know, kind of make these comebacks. And Jag4Binks is now playing from behind, yes, with a full drive bar, but DevilWish hasn't used any of theirs over the course of that comeback either.
Oh, and it's the Jin Ryu mix-up to take round 1 in game 3. So strong on Ken, especially when you have that drive advantage. You can just throw it out. And DevilWish now playing very fearless.
completely agreed. And the throw coming out from Binks here. And I think DevilWish is gaining a couple bit more confidence as the games go on. Just understanding the opponent's game plan and what they want to do, I feel like that served them really well. But Jack 4 Binks now is outputting that offense like they did in game number 1, and that's exactly what they need to be doing.
Yeah, DevilWish was able to escape the corner earlier with that well-timed reversal Shoryu. And here he goes, he does get the grab to put Binks in the corner. Goes for the air to air, doesn't get it. OD Psycho Crusher going to keep it safe. Heavy kick coming out from DevilWish. And they're just resetting a bit here, slowing it down. Baits the Shoryu, grab, solid punish. Moves it to a tie game in game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't mind actually DevilWish going for that option. They needed to do something there at such low life. But unfortunately, yeah, Jack 4 Binks played very, very patient and very well there. And caught DevilWish pressing the button they shouldn't have really been pressing.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement. You got to throw something out there. It's better than losing your life bar. Level 3 on deck for both players now. It's who's going to be apologies. It's going to be who's going to be able to break the opponent down first here. Good anti-air from Binks, but DevilWish gets that throw into the corner. Yeah,
absolutely great back throw from DevilWish to reverse the situation. But drive impact, and we know Jack 4 Binks is going to come out on top. I find it so dangerous to go for drive impact when the opponent has bar like that, because you know that it's just going to be reacted to, man.
It's definition high risk, high reward, but it's that risk and the punishment, especially when Binks has level 3 on deck. You know, exactly how it played out. If it gets reverse DI'd, you're eating level 3, it's game over, and now it's 2-1 Binks moving into game 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Now at the airfield, and going to try and push it towards a nice punish counter from DevilWish to stop themselves from being pushed all the way to the wall there. And now the back throw to reverse the situation, but a nice catch. Keep out on the drive rush from Binks is again going to stop the situation, and they're going to get a big punish here.
Yeah, great keep out from Binks there. Does get punished, drops the combo, but opens DevilWish right back up. Pushes him to the corner with a Psycho Crusher. Opts for the light Psycho Crusher to finish it. And it's going to be a round away from winners final for Jag 4 Binks, and I will say, hell of a round there.
Yeah, really nicely done from Jag 4 Binks. And there are very few things I could say about that round that Jag 4 Binks did wrong. Just very, very clean Street Fighter 6. Now at the wall right here, this is going to be good damage from Jag 4 Binks.
Yeah, big overhead from Binks there as well. Baits the parry into the grab. We could be looking at a perfect, just shimmying constantly. DevilWish is terrified to press a button, and I don't blame him. And it's a perfect for Jag to move him into winners finals 3-1 over DevilWish. But the dream isn't over for DevilWish. He will go on to play Don in losers quarterfinals, and now we're all set up in winners finals. Snelson versus Jag 4 Binks. Someone's got to go through to grand finals on this winners side, Heiko.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to be the A.K.I versus the Bison. And that's going to be interesting, and it's a little bit more of what we said earlier about that keep out versus that rush down, right? But as well as that, we know Snelson isn't just defined to playing a keep out A.K.I. Snelson does like going in, does like going for strike throw mix-ups, does like utilizing the good engaging buttons that A.K.I has, and it's going to be a pretty interesting one to see the pace of play that Snelson puts out, because in my opinion, you know, Jag 4 Binks is going to play at the same pace that they do most times with Bison, because if you're not playing at a fast pace with Bison, you're kind of undermining the advantage that Bison gives you, right? It's going to be on Snelson to adapt to the situation and see what they do here.
Well, from what I've seen of both of them, and I know more about Snelson, they're both opting to use a lot of drive gauge early. So it could be a case of who gets the first hit. And if I was Snelson, I'd be a little bit cautious about throwing out bubble, slow start up, and could eat a Psycho Crusher for it. And then all of a sudden, you're stuck in this Oki whirlwind that Bison can put you in. But that's all just the Nostradamus predictions. We only know what happens when the match starts, and it looks like we're about to get into our winners finals.
Have we had any caster curses today? I don't think we've had. I think we've been okay.
I think there was one. I can't remember what it was. I don't think I had any on solos, so I'm blaming you, Heiko.
Oh,
even though
okay.
I said it.
You know what? That's fine. I feel like the amount of caster curses I've had over the years of doing this is too many to count already. So what's one more to the count? But here we go now. Jag4 Binks versus Snelson in our winners finals to determine who's going to get that winner's side advantage in grants.
Yeah, it's going to be a game of who opens who up first, and by the looks of it, Binks has took the lead. Down on drive, but up on health, that's the way she goes. And Binks already laying on a lot of drive pressure on Snelson, pushes to the corner. Whew. Good DI from Snelson. Watch your combo game like son. It's good. Opts for the A.K.I, throw escape from Binks though.
Yeah, nicely done from Snelson. Good defensive DI in the corner there, but unfortunately has no drive gauge to do another one to get out of that situation, and Jag4 Binks takes advantage.
Yeah, very nice overhead from Binks there to secure the round. Saw Snelson in crouch block, and that's the thing, that mental stack that Bison puts on you when you're eating, you know, the lows, you're eating grabs. What you're going to do when the overhead comes out, baits the parry, that was sick. Goes for the overhead though, doesn't get it, doubles up on it. Says, hey, crouch block this. And Snelson says, no, I'm going to stand. Gets knocked down though, opts for the drive reversal and is going to get punished. Level 3, Jag4 Binks, game 1, perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that could have gone better for Jag4 Binks, to be honest with you. That's exactly the sort of momentum you want to be outputting with Bison. And I feel like if that continues into the next game as well, Snelson's going to have a very difficult time disrupting that flow of play.
Yeah, I agree. I think Snelson just needs to run the offense a bit more, but easier said than done. You're up against Bison. Here we go, punish counter, just going with the overheads. Good damage. A.K.I, drive reversal, does escape the corner though.
Yeah, and now playing around that neutral a little bit more, goes for the overhead. That one doesn't connect, but the stomp does, and the Psycho Crush are going to put them in the corner for a dangerous offensive situation, but a side swap.
Yeah, very good timing for Snelson to get out of that corner considering the drive. Opts for the raw drive impact, doesn't get punished for it, but now he's got to hold all this chip. He's got to hold the block strings, jumps over the Psycho Crusher, gets out of it, gets caught in the air to air. Jag4 Binks is going to take round 1 of game 2.
Yeah, Anime Fight is out here. The air-to-air going to connect for Jag4 Binks, and they're going to go 3 rounds straight in a row against Snelson, and they're looking to put another one on the board by putting Snelson in the corner here.
Yeah, just baiting the parry again. Snelson trying to find the right defensive option. Hard to do against Bison, especially hard against a good Bison like Binks right now. Doesn't get the anti-air, that super jump into stomp, punishes the parry as well with the grab, but Snelson says, hey, I've got one for you too. Stuck in burnout though.
Yeah, and this is going to be a combo off, and we're going to spend the meter, I think. I might not even need it, but yeah, there you go. Going to get the KO, and 4 rounds straight for Jag4 Binks, puts them 2-0 up, and in a great position to get to grand finals on the winner's side.
Yeah, this has been really dominant from Jag4 Binks. Snelson kind of struggling to get any offense going. Binks is just going first. Does get the low there to start the round, opts for the bubble, gets the knockdown. Now trying to play that slower game, keep out anti-airs. Good options against Bison. But it's a nice parry from Binks as he gets his hit. Parries. Perfect parry on the side of Snelson. No punish counter. Doesn't get a full combo. Parries the stomp, opts in for the drive rush now, gets the command grab off the slide, and Snelson with a bit of momentum here.
Oh, nice drive impact reversal right there, and that's going to be a round on the board for Snelson, and that's so important for them. I always say, if you can get a round, you can get a game, and if you can get a game, you can get a set. So that's so important for Snelson to put one on the board for the mental there.
Yeah, that's the positive mental we all need, Heiko. And as we say that though, momentum switches back again. Good punish counter with the drive reversal. Opens Binks up, opts for the slide command grab. That's been there all night against every opponent. Drive rush in for the A.K.I, opts for the grab. And this is what he was doing against Mod. He was really going ham on the strike throw mix and it was working. DI doesn't work though.
Wow. Yeah, really weird, unfortunately, because Jag4 Binks was immediately above them in the air. I don't think the drive impact knew which way to kind of turn there. And Jag4 Binks with the conversion, very nicely done. They're going to finish that one off with the OD.
Yeah, and the kind of coup de grace there is that Snelson opted for the reversal level 3 and doesn't get it. And now Binks has level 3 on deck. Snelson with no bar, and he's going to have to fight for his life here, down on drive as well.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I find that you might need to do in these sorts of matchups with, you know, a defensive, you know, kind of keep away character versus an offensive character is to stop the offensive character from outputting their offense. You need to output your buttons first. Output more buttons than the offensive player will. And that's what Jag4Binks is, you know, getting caught by right now, with Snelson doing all of this in the corner. But that is going to be a conversion, and that is going to be a 3-0, and Jag4Binks going through to grand finals.
Yep, that's that meter difference coming back to bite. Snelson had to throw an option out in the previous round. You're down 2-0, you got a round, you want to try and tie it up to, you know, bring it back to 2-1. Doesn't land. Sometimes you roll the dice and you get snake eyes, you get your ones. But that is going to move Jag4Binks into grand finals on winner's side. It also looks like Snelson will be playing the winner of either Mod or DevilWish/Don. So that's going to be an interesting losers final game.
Okay, yeah, amazing stuff. Thank you on the update for the bracket twin one. And we are going to be taking a short 5-minute break. We'll be back right then when losers catches up. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more Strike Fierce Street Fighter 6. And welcome back to Strike Fist Jam Sesh Online. We are here with Street Fighter 6. I'm Top of Your Death. I'm here with Twin One. We are about to talk to you about some amazing Street Fighter 6. We're about to head into our losers semi-final of DevilWish and Mod. How are we doing at Twin One?
I'm doing good, and I'm even better because we've had some good ass Street Fighter today. And dare I say, we've had a couple upsets. Like I'm surprised to see Mod on the losers side. You know, Snelson's my boy. I love Snelson, but a 3-1 win is a hell of a performance. And it'll be the winner of this losers semi-finals between DevilWish and Mod who will go on to face Snelson in losers final.
Yes, and it'll be Ken versus Marisa, if I'm not mistaken, between these two. And that is bound to be an interesting one, I'm sure, because I think we were mentioning earlier about characters that want to hold forward at each other, and I think these two are, again, characters that do want to do so.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is going to come down to the spacing game. Marisa probably got the longer limbs, don't get me wrong. Ken has some insane buttons like standing heavy kick. But if Mod can not play keep out, but play that kind of whiff punish game, it's going to be really interesting. Either way, two very good players, Ultimate Master, High Master, you know, we're near the pinnacle of the Street Fighter 6. Someone's got to win, and then someone's got to go home in 5th place, I believe this would be.
Yes, that is completely correct. So I am very excited to see who comes out on top in this one, because we've got both people in the lobbies. GLHF in the chat. I love to see the sportsmanship coming out from the players. And yeah, let's get excited. I do like Mod repping the Italy flag and then playing Marisa as well. I love to see that.
Yeah, gotta rep the home country. To be fair though, I don't play Steve or Cammy, regardless of fighting game. I play as Swede and American, so I'm just a traitor.
To be fair, I go as close as I can with Eddie because I'm Portuguese and you know, Eddie's Brazilian, so yeah. It's as close as I could get.
I was going to say that's pretty damn close. Both countries speak Portuguese, so we're all good. Brazilian
and Portuguese is actually kind of different, but here we go. Loser semi-finals, DevilWish versus Mod. Let's get it started here in the back streets of Street Fighter.
Yeah, Mod starting out aggressive early, DevilWish playing a little bit keep up with the Hadouken, and here we kind of see that mid-range spacing. Goes for the Superman punch, doesn't get it. DevilWish opting back to the Hadouken. There's your Superman punch, hard knockdown, big reversal from DevilWish.
Yeah, nice DP from DevilWish there. Just going to try and find a way in. Nice little bit of footsies happening right now. A couple of shimmies back and forth. Both trying to find that stray hit that they can convert or whiff. And Mod is going to be the one that finds the whiff bait and catches DevilWish pressing.
I was going to say, Commentator's Curse found that whiff hit. Found that loose hit. And Mod cashes out a good chunk of damage here. fairly equal on the drive, but Mod pushing DevilWish back to the corner, throwing a lot of that Superman punch, trying to get over the Hadoukens. But here's the Jim Ryan mix, and he's just going to run it. Opts for the low, but gets parried. Good jump in to the grab. And all of a sudden, we're at a tie game again, A.K.I.
Yeah, and another nice DP from DevilWish. They've been on point with those, and that might be the modern coming through a little bit. But the throws just coming through. The super, that's going to get blocked, surely, right? Yes, nicely done from DevilWish.
Yeah, solid punish from DevilWish there. Didn't have to go for anything nutty. Just opts for the standing medium punch. And here we go as we go into round 2 of game 1. Mod gets a knockdown, pushing DevilWish into the corner, gets the punish counter grab. And what's DevilWish going to do to fight out? Gets the back throw. And all of a sudden, Mod's on the back throw.
Yeah, and a nice little bit of keep up to stop the drive rush out for Mod with the Hadoukens. I'm loving the ideas of keeping them in the corner here, but Mod finding their way out. Oh wait, that can connect, and it will connect from DevilWish.
Yeah, great option. I was just about to say, you can show you Marisa out of that startup on the Superman punch. Hell, using a super, even better option. Goes out of the block stance into the overhead. Mod fighting his way out, but he has no drive. DevilWish could just play a checkmate here.
No.
Doesn't, opts for the grab, and will take the round and take game 1.
Yeah, nicely done. It was so dangerous for Mod that anyway, as they were in burnout, they were going to take quite a bit of chip damage as well. And so yeah, you had to do something there. Got caught by the throw. I do not blame Mod for that at all. It was just kind of a checkmate situation, but DevilWish takes game number 1 there.
Yeah, and here we go going into game 2. Some good defense on show so far. I mean, we made it nearly 20 seconds without a hit being landed, which is Street Fighter 6 pace. That's criminal. Punish counter gets the hard knockdown though. DevilWish, another knockdown, gets the counter hit. Opts in, gets back thrown into the corner. DevilWish going to start playing a mix-up game.
Yeah, now Mod trying to find their way out, but nice patience from DevilWish. The parry to stop the drive impact, really nicely done, and the throw is going to be a counter hit for a ton of damage.
Yeah, Mod fighting his way out corner. Big drive advantage, gets hit with a DI. Can DevilWish get the kill? Only got level 2. In burnout, does not want to let Mod out this corner because he's fighting for his life on the drive. Good
yeah, nice throw. Oh, and a throw again, keep them in the corner. Going to activate the super, that's going to get blocked. Surely there's a punish, and there is from DevilWish to put yet another round on the board.
Yeah, opts for the target combo, just takes the knockdown. Good standing medium punch to check the drive rush. EX Hadouken, maybe not necessary. Perfect parry.
Nicely done from Mod right there. Again, I'm liking the ideas from Mod. They're trying to whiff at a safe range to force DevilWish to whiff and then output the punish. It's really nice whiff baiting going on from Mod right now, but DevilWish can just stay safe with the Hadoukens and it isn't really falling for it too much.
Yeah, I will say DevilWish's reversal Shoryukens today have been really good. Not just off the ground, and he does it again. Gets the super on the startup of the Superman punch, just completely negating that option. Cashes out the level 3 and puts Mod in the corner. Mod's got to fight out now and does well with the back throw though.
Yeah, absolutely. And the throw is going to be a hard knockdown as well. Let's see what they can get from here. The full charge. Ooh. And DevilWish actually with an interesting option out of the corner here. Actually, Mod giving them maybe a bit too much space, but the perfect parry.
Yeah, very well played from Mod there. Get the perfect parry. Both back at center screen now though. Going to slow it down, play footsies. Mod has level 3 on deck, but I'd be surprised if he opts to use it here. Probably wants to conserve it for round 3, but you got to get there first. Overhead from DevilWish gets blocked, but goes in with an EX Shoryu. Eats the block on the block stance, but it's another good EX Shoryu. What's the option?
Break.
Throw escape. Hadouken. Back to footsies. No one wants to make a move.
Oh my days, this is so dangerous for both players. The whiff, not punished, unfortunately for Mod. Drive rush forward, trying to find the gap. Doesn't want to get chipped out by the Hadoukens. Has to be so careful. 10 seconds left on the timer, Ben. And this is so dangerous. I don't know who's ahead in the life.
It's life advantage. DevilWish gets the Hadouken on the keep out. 2-0 DevilWish. Nobody wanted to commit to an option. Mod eventually had to go in because of the life lead. And sadly couldn't get there, so now it's 2-0 DevilWish. But that's a strong start from Mod. Sadly gets back thrown into corner, checks the drive rush though. And here we go. What's Mod got on offense? Just hold in, block against DevilWish's strong Ken buttons.
Yeah, it was a nice checkmate situation from DevilWish at the end of that last round, but I think it also came from Mod's end, where they were being a little bit too patient at the end of last round and burned a lot of the timer, so they need to think about maybe going in a little bit quicker and not conserving that life lead as much.
Yeah, I'd agree, but I think in the heat of the moment, you know, it's easy to talk in a microphone booth like we are, but when you've got to make that decision on the fly, very difficult. Talking of very difficult, this is going to be very difficult for DevilWish. I know Mod's in burnout, but that life is nothing to scoff at. Shoryu again, and gets the DI, doesn't get the crush. Burnout's still on Mod. Could just be Hadoukens from DevilWish here, but doesn't want to get jumped in on. Maybe just trying to bait the jump in for the Shoryu. Whiplash, gonna take the round. DevilWish is 1 round away from moving in to losers finals.
Yeah, really nicely done from DevilWish. Gonna get the punish counter with the throw. Nicely done on the whiff there. Gonna catch them with the low. Going to spend some of the bar, and the counter hit is gonna come through. This is a great start from DevilWish yet again.
I was gonna say burnout for Mod already. DevilWish with a level 3 on deck. Doesn't just want to play the spacing game though. Both players in burnout. This is where it gets dangerous. Mod pushes DevilWish to the corner, but the quick buttons let him escape. Runs in, whiplash, neutral jump. Doesn't get anything, resetting back to footsies. Mod gets the grab though, DevilWish gets the grab right as Mod gets a drive back. CA on deck for Mod now, so that's going to be big damage, but the level 3 on deck for DevilWish, it's anyone's round.
Oh yeah, and now just trying to empty jump, trying to bait anything, but gets caught on the engagement. Nice throw break yet again from Mod, and now just needs to find a way out of this situation because DevilWish with the life lead is just going to play so patient here.
Yeah, no need for DevilWish to approach. Can just try and work down the drive bar. Drive rush in from Mod, doesn't get anything. Run up, overhead, gonna take it. 3-0 DevilWish. Mod will finish in 4th. DevilWish will move on to play Snelson in losers finals. Hell of a set.
Oh yeah, what a great set it was. And DevilWish versus Snelson is must be an interesting game because it's going to be Ken versus A.K.I. And as much as, you know, we talk about, you know, rushdown versus rushdown, projectile versus projectile, whatever, these characters kind of have similar tools at similar ranges. You know, they both have the engagement tools, they both have the projectiles available, you know, they both have situations where they can run the strike throw mix. So, you know, there could be similar ideas here from both players, and it could be down to who finds the other's timing first.
Yeah, definitely. They can both play at whatever pace they want to with the projectiles, and then when they want to rush in, Ken has rush and drive rush, A.K.I has the drive rush and the long advancing buttons. I think the rest of it's just going to come down to fundamentals. Kind of got rushdown characters in different skins here. One old school versus new school, modern versus classic. There's even more allegories I could go on about, but I think it's better if we just watch losers finals.
Oh, absolutely. And we're going to be starting things off here with Snelson taking the first buttons, but DevilWish getting the first hit. And now DevilWish going to output some of their own offense that they want to do. But look, the drive meters are already on 2 bars.
Yeah, Snelson going to get the hard knockdown here, though, with the slide command grab. Drive rush in, OD Shoryu to break out of it, and now they're back at mid-screen. Good anti-air from Snelson here. DevilWish, little bit row on drive, but gets in with a jump in, slide under, does get caught. Burnout now for Snelson after eating the punish grab. That's going to be a stun, and this should be the round to DevilWish.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Wait, no! Unfortunately just short, but the throw is going to pick it up and make it round number 1 DevilWish's way. I really thought that was dead from that combo, 21.
Yeah, so did I, but I think DevilWish did make a smart play and said, you know, he wants Snelson to play rock, paper, scissors for the final hit rather than spending bar. Because now DevilWish is going to get level 3 first, or should do. But here we go, it's another round with the same story. Drive low on both players, good meter on both. It's going to be whoever can get that loose hit and convert the most damage. Jump in throw again from DevilWish, and that's been there all night, but Snelson says, hey, here's a back throw back in the corner. Solid defense from DevilWish though.
Yeah, nicely done. Gonna utilize some of that parry to get some of that drive back. Unfortunately can't convert. That's gonna be a crush against the wall for Snelson, and we're going to spend the bar to get the magnum opus out.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that option there. No point of holding on to level 3 when you can use it. It's better off using out than saving it for game 2. Good anti-air as well to keep DevilWish in the corner. Good DI again on the Hadouken. And Snelson's going to tie it up in game 1.
Yeah, great reaction on the Hadouken to come through with that Vive impact. Very well done by Snelson. But now we need to find some projectile gameplay starting off of round number 3, and I think both of these players are just trying to play it a little bit slower than usual because they're starting to find the timing and don't want to get caught by that first stray hit.
Yeah, definitely. They've both played at a million miles an hour tonight. Good anti-air there would assure you from DevilWish, and then goes and gets the punish counter. I feel like DevilWish is kind of catching on to Snelson's parry timing here. Once again, though, both low on drive. DevilWish with the level 3 on deck, but it's going to be tight. Still got 60 seconds left of this round. Neither player needs to rush, but I think it's whoever can put on that little bit of mental stack and start throwing options at the opponent might snag game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen these rounds turn into snowball situations far more than once, and I feel like whoever gets that hard knockdown first is going to have the best chance of winning the round, I'll be honest with you, Twin One. And it seems to be that way for DevilWish right now. But the side switch! Oh, that's not going to connect! What a jump from DevilWish!
Yeah, opts for the level 3 to close out the combo as well and secure game 1. That was a little bit spaghetti. I'm surprised the super didn't hit from Snelson, but I think it might have been because of the slide side switch. But either way, DevilWish is going to take game 1 and not care about that.
Yes, nicely done by DevilWish. And, you know, when you're in a close set like this one where it goes to round 3, getting game number 1 is super important for that momentum, because if you can keep it flowing like DevilWish is right now, you can take the set quickly without Snelson having time to adapt back.
Yeah, and I will say, just to go on something you said earlier, snowball situations, just going for the overhead gym ride 3 times in a row there. We expect the low, we know the timing for the low, and that can open you up to a parry. Snelson stuck in burnout, just having to hold these brutal Ken strings.
Oh yeah, and this is the problem with, you know, both of these players spending the drive meter so early, is that it facilitates when one of those players gets that stray hit in, that, you know, it's going to be so dangerous on defense for the player who's, you know, getting aggressed on. And you can see here, DevilWish has got that aggression going right now, and Snelson with only 1 drive bar, and now almost in burnout, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, it does go into drive out, spends it for the drive reversal. Sadly, DevilWish then comes back and closes out game 2. 2-0 to DevilWish, 1 game away from moving back into grand finals.
Remember what I said about, you know, those snowball rounds and taking that momentum from game number 1. In a close set, when you can take game number 1, you can snowball that advantage. And you saw DevilWish take a very, very strong game number 2. Snelson didn't really have much to do in game number 2 there.
Yeah, no, we really didn't. It was quite surprising considering game 1 was pretty equal. But right now, I think DevilWish is just winning on the timing, kind of baiting out the parries, good DI there as well, baits out the reversal OD, and now all of a sudden Snelson's in burnout, but DevilWish doesn't have a lot of drive rest, as Snelson opens him up, good corner combo, it's a lot of damage, perfect parry on the jump in, opts for the, I think that was the level 1, doesn't get it though, and now DevilWish is going to stick Snelson in the corner, both in burnout, he's got to hold that gym ride chip. Gets caught as we get a little bit of lag, but it shouldn't matter. DevilWish is going to close out round 1 with the Hadouken.
Yeah, really nice jump back to force the width and get the punish. But then again, that's the second time we've seen that Snelson super whiff. And it's just a bit of a pain for Snelson at the minute that DevilWish is going to catch it every single time.
Yeah, I feel like another small thing here that DevilWish is reading. Snelson's kind of parrying every time DevilWish is jumping in rather than going for the anti-air, which is opening him up to the punish counter grab. Snelson in burnout, DevilWish imminent in there. It's gonna probably end up in burnout. Good anti-air, keeps DevilWish in the corner, jumps over the Hadouken, is going for that chip, but doesn't burn DevilWish out, holds the whiplash. Now DevilWish is fighting his way out of the corner. Snelson, drive back, drive reversal though, doesn't get out, Jim right, blocks it, and now we're back at neutral.
Yeah, and now back in this neutral situation, we've seen DevilWish win these more than Snelson and immediately putting them in the corner. But the throw, going to reverse the situation, going to try and get the chip damage with the poison, but a nice parry. Oh, that's a 5 impact of DevilWish, and that's going to be the set.
Yeah, very well played by DevilWish there. I feel like he just kind of caught on to Snelson's game plan pretty quickly. But even then, game 1 and game 3 were closer than I think a 3-0 suggests. But GG's, that's going to be Snelson out in third. Very good performance. And now we're going to get Jag4Binks on the Bison versus DevilWish on the Ken in grand finals.
Oh, yeah. I'm super excited to see this one because this is actively a rematch of the winners semi-final, which we saw earlier, which happened to be 3-1 Jag4Binks' way. So we'll see if that kind of storyline happens again, or if we'll have DevilWish come out on top and make the bracket reset happen.
Yeah, I was going to say, I believe these two did play in winners semi-finals and it was a 3-1. But from what I can remember, it was a bit of a topsy-turvy set. It was similar to the last set. Whoever had momentum was snowballing and taking it on. However, DevilWish is going to have to do a lot more snowballing, fight for the grand finals reset, and then push on if he wants to win this tournament. So to be honest, it's advantage Jag4Binks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, 3-1 is one of those storylines that, one of those scorelines that doesn't tell the entire story of how that set went, in my opinion. But right now, we're going to be seeing a fresh, clean head from DevilWish, and maybe sometimes, you know, winning that game in losers gets you the momentum to go on to the next set with some sort of flow and try and come out on top. But Jag4Binks now with a great start here.
Yeah, there doesn't look to be any rush from Jag as he hasn't had to play a game in a while. DevilWish with the warm hands does get the OD Shoryu on the anti-air though. Perfect parry from Jag4Binks. And here comes the combo. Going to try and get that hard knockdown and play the Oki game. Good parry opening up from DevilWish. Gets all his drive back there on the parries. Punish counter on the grab. Nice. Puts Binks back into the corner. Lets him out those. OD Psycho Crusher going to push each other back to mid-screen.
Oh, and you see the patience there, the respect from both players, just saying, hey, I'm going to respect your option here no matter what, and neither player wanted to commit. I love that, when both players know each other, have an idea in mind, and they neither of them want to commit. It just shows so much respect for each other as strong players. It's really great to see.
Yeah, they're thinking 2 steps ahead. They don't want to commit to the most obvious option, even if it is the best option. Because they know that's exactly what the opponent's thinking about. DevilWish pushes Binks into the corner, backs up and lets him out. Doesn't break the grab, and it's going to be round 1 to Jag4Binks. But I will say, very, very tight round 1, Heiko.
Oh yeah, for sure. And one thing I will point out is a lot of the grabs, you know, even just randomly in neutral, like run-up grab, you know, or jump-in grab, they've been hitting today. It's not just those mix-up situations where, you know, people are getting caught by, you know, the strike-throw mix-up. It's just naturally grabs are really catching people on top today, and it's been used to reverse a ton of situations. But you see great minds think alike there with a parry.
Yeah, neither of them wanted to commit to the button, opted for the safer option of the parry. Luckily, no one committed to like a hard grab. Gets the Jinrai overhead, opting for the level 3 to stay alive. I don't think this will kill, but it should put DevilWish in a very good position to hopefully take round 2. Jag4Binks running low on drive. Gets out of the Jinrai. Combos level 3, and it's going to be Jag4Binks taking game 1 2-0 in round.
Wait, are they live?
Oh no,
okay.
We had the flash.
Okay.
I saw it for a second.
I was scared for Magic Pixel there, but yes, nicely done from Jag4Binks to take home game number 1 there. But now into game number 2. Again, DevilWish actually played very solid there in game number 1. I really hope that they continue to do so, because there's some situations that I feel like they could have won if Jag4Binks wasn't as prepared as he was.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a game of fine margins right now, this set. And I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up going to all double Luigi. Might be a little bit early to call that, but they are scrapping it out. No one is trying to give up that advantage. DevilWish has Jag in the corner here, gets the jump in overhead. Punish counter. Whiplash does get caught with a DI though. And now Jag is going to try and cash out here. Level 2 on deck. might need to use it for the kill.
Yeah, it does so. Going to use the level 2. I'm not sure if it does kill. No, it doesn't just short. Yeah, just short. Needs to be careful here, though. In burnout, nice anti-air from Jag4Binks.
Yeah, very nice anti-air from Jag. And to be honest, great time to get out of that round, especially in burnout. Looking at the meter, though, DevilWish had the advantage, so could be able to battle back to 1-1 in rounds here. Then it's anybody's game. Good Hadouken to open up Binks. Drive rushes in. Gets a small combo. No knockdown, but there's the punish counter. Very, very good spacing from Binks there. Playing this game of shimmies and winning.
Yeah, you were saying earlier about the meter advantage for DevilWish, but I don't mind Jag4Binks spending the level 2 in game number 1 there, because it means when it comes to round 3, that Jag4Binks will have the meter available.
Yeah, I'd agree. Also, talking about meter usage, DevilWish has been able to use his super to break out of so many tight situations, especially whilst he's stuck in burnout, but uses Whiplash to put Jag into burnout. Now we're playing the gym right game. Binks can't parry out of it. There's your Hadouken going for the chip. Is there going to be a Psycho Crusher to get through? Stuck in burnout again. Whiplash whiffs, and Binks calls it out with the Psycho Crusher to go 2-0 up. 1 game away from taking Jam Session Online Street Fighter 6.
Very nicely called out from Jag4Binks, and you called it out as well to win one, so well done to you. But here we go, the overhead's coming out for potentially what could be the final game. I hope it isn't, though, because this set has been electric.
Yeah, 100%, and to be honest, I feel like DevilWish might be hard done by, because there hasn't been a lack of quality on either side. It's just the kind of rock, paper, scissors moment. DevilWish is just constantly going paper, and Binks has an arsenal full of scissors right now. Psycho Crusher, OD, get in, pushing DevilWish to the corner, and DevilWish is trying to fight his way out with the gym right to break pressure.
Oh, nice little overhead there from Jag4Binks, going to connect the air-to-air from DevilWish to get out of the corner. But now look at the slowness of the game plan, but Jag4Binks says, screw that, I'm going in.
Yep. Jag4Binks pushes DevilWish back into the corner. Slight drive advantage, but there's a throw. No back throw to push him into the corner. Drive low on DevilWish. Opts for the Shoryu and gets punished hard with an OD Psycho Crusher. 1 round away from a clean sweep in Grand Up Finals for Jag4Binks. In fact, he's only dropped 1 game this tournament, and that was to DevilWish. So this could be a little bit of getting his lick back. But I will say right now, Binks is in control. Opts for the DI, gets the crush, and this could be the beginning of the end, Heiko.
Yeah, absolutely. The damage is still on board. Jag4Binks. I'm not sure if it kills. Oh, it does. I think it does. Yeah, wait a second. Yeah, it's got to kill. I think that's it. It's all over with a perfect KO. Jag4Binks, the epitome of quality, going to take home Jam Session Street Fighter 6 today. Congratulations to them, but very, very well played to DevilWish as well for coming second and getting that silver medal in such a hotly contested bracket.
Yeah, all the congratulations to Jag4Binks and commiserations to DevilWish. I'm not sure we've seen a stronger second place. Once again, a 3-0 score, you'd think it was a complete domination, but just watching it, it definitely wasn't. But I will say, we've had some great Street Fighter 6 tonight, and I can't wait for the next Jam Session Online. And if you've loved it in Twitch, please join the Jam Session Discord, or hell, just find our tournaments on Start.gg, Google Jam Session. We have all our locals on there. We have all our future Jam Session Onlines for the foreseeable future on there. We're easy to find. If you think what you've got it takes to come and beat players like DevilWish and Jag4Binks, go and give it a try. But hell, I think you might struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only do we have these amazing online tournaments with Jam Session Online, we have the amazing offline events in Northampton at the Garibaldi Hotel with the Strike Fierce team. Absolutely amazing events happening every Wednesday. So please do come on down for an amazing local event with some amazing players. I'm sure they'll get you to improve. It's always a great time here at Strike Fierce. But as well as that, one of the best ways to support us is not by following all the socials, which you can find find out in chat by !socials and following the Twitter and the Discord, as you were mentioning earlier, Twin One, but by purchasing the Jam Sesh stickers. There's only a few remaining, so please do go ahead and pick them up, because they are absolutely amazing quality. They look great on water bottles, on laptops, all of that. I bought 3 last time, so please do go ahead and pick them up. They're a great way to support the local. Twin One, where can people find you if they want to see more of you?
So if you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter at Twin1Ben, or if you join the Jam Session Discord, you can find me under the username Twin1. Please feel free to join if you have any questions about Jam Session. Me, Liam, Serena, all happy to help. Hell, maybe you want to come and commentate. Maybe you want to try and broaden your skill set. Join us. We always have opportunities. We're always looking for new people. What about yourself, Heiko? Where can the great events and TO organisers find a great commentator like yourself?
Well, if you want to find me, it's at 12 Huckabee Death everywhere but Twitter, where it's at Jacobian Pereira. If you want to find me on there, I normally post about all my commentary stuff that's occurring. So if you want to find out what I'm doing, what's upcoming for me, where I'm going, what tournaments I'm going to, what's happening, it's all on there. So please do come along and follow me there. But thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to go raid the Jalta League, so please do come along for the ride on that one, and we will see you next time on Strike Fist Jam Session, guys. Cheerio!